Okay, it's me again, Dean from Dean's Space, that place where I spend a whole lot of my time. I want to thank you all for being back with us again. I want to thank you for coming and enjoying this another cooking show. Today I am going to be making chili. Tasked to chili. Well, my wife told me this morning before she left, she said, Dean, I have put the hamburger meat in the sink to thaw out. I said, well, that's great. What are you cooking tonight? She said, absolutely nothing. You are cooking chili. So guess what? I was volunteered to cook chili. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my chili. So today, you're going to see how I make my chili. All right? It's not much different than anybody else's. The only thing is, my wife believes in using a premix. Same brand of it, but we all know it's got it's got number 2 on it. But anyway, we're not going to mention the name of it. But anyway, not that I don't like it. I just like mine better. So anyway, today we're using the ingredients that I have for mine. And so here we go, all right? Again, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy this. Stay warm, it's cold here, all right? Let's get cooking, all right. Okay, here's all the new ingredients. Today, as you can see, I'm frying up some hamburger. That is ground chuck. Here we have garlic, onion, smoked paprika, chili powder, cumin, coriander, oregano. We have some Tony's no salt seasoning here. And over here I have some cayenne pepper. All right, we're also using a can of ROTEL tomatoes. It doesn't have to be ROTEL, it can be whatever brand you want. Diced tomatoes. We have some Dean's Space seasoning. Here we have a small can of tomato sauce. And of course, Tabasco original. We're also going to be adding in 3 cups of water in a little while. But right now, let me get back to my hamburger meat. Okay, you can see I'm frying up my ground chuck. And when it's finished, I'll get where I want it at. I'll be back with you and we'll carry on from there. Okay, what you're seeing here is a hamburger that I have fried. Now, you'll also notice if you can see it, it's still got some pink in it. Okay, I did not enough to dry it out. So now we're going to go on and add some more of our stuff to it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ingredients that I showed you a while ago. We put all in there at one time and start it cooking. But before we do that, what we want to do is we're going to put our onions in. Okay, we're going to put our onions in first. And with that, we're going to go ahead and put our garlic in. Now you can use onion powder. You can use reconstituted onion. You can do whatever you want to. It's your chili. Now, as for my chili, I like the fresh ingredients, okay? I say fresh, as fresh as I'm gonna get anyway. So what I do is I turn my heat back on. While this is heating up, let me tell you what I did. There was about 2 tablespoons, maybe 3, of grease that came off of this 2 pounds of meat. Even though it's ground chuck, sometimes you still have some grease in it. So I did drain it, but I did not drain it and mash it and make it, get real dry. I just drained off the excess, put it back on, and it's still got grease in the bottom a little bit to keep it from burning. But what I'm doing right now is I want to mix up those spices right there, okay? That's my onion. Now the reason I want to do that is I want to get a little bit of that onion flavor. Okay, I want to get a little bit of that onion flavor into that meat and the garlic flavor before I start adding everything else. If I don't, then it tends to override the taste of that little bit. It won't hold it. Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna fry this up a little bit and let those onions melt in. As you can see, my onions have fried. Okay, and they're fried in there. So, all right. Now I'm gonna turn my temperature down. I ran it down to 275, which is about medium. Okay, and I'm gonna start adding my other ingredients. Here's one I'm gonna add. Paprika. Now, you don't just dump it. What you want to do is, as you put each one in, you want to stir it around a little bit to get that particular ingredient incorporated. Okay. If you dump it all in there at one time, you have a chance of missing something. Okay? All right, that's our paprika. The paprika is now in and it's mixed. Our next is going to be cumin. Okay, we're going to put our cumin in next. Scattered it. Spin this around and around and around and around until it stops. Nobody knows. All right, so we put that in. All right. Next thing is our coriander. There again. Put a coriander. And we're going to stir that in. The next thing after coriander is going to be the oregano. And then we're going to put the Tony's. No salt. Some cayenne pepper. And the last thing we're putting in is our chili powder. Okay? And I bet you wonder why I waited to the last. Well, because the chili powder is what's going to give us our most amount of flavor out of all of this. That's how come we put it in last. We don't want it to overshadow everything else, but we do want it to come out as being chili, okay? We're not making oregano, we're making chili. So what I want to do is I put all them other ingredients in first, then I come back and put my chili powder, because my chili powder actually adds on top of all of that. It's kind of like, you know, layering your flavors, okay? Now, we've got that going. So next thing we're going to add is our sauce, is our tomato sauce. Okay. The next thing we're going to put in are diced tomatoes. The last thing we're putting in as far as ingredients at this point is the diced tomatoes and green chilies, the ROTEL. So we're going to put that in next. All right, so that gives us a little bit of hot. Get all of this stirred up good. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add 1/8 teaspoon of Tabasco. Now you notice that I didn't have it measured out earlier. Okay, and I didn't actually list it. I showed it to you. Well, yeah, I showed it to you. We're going to put about 1/8 of a teaspoon, okay, of Tabasco. Now, the reason I put so little is because it's very flavorful. It's also quite hot, okay, to some folks. And so what I want to do is just put a little bit of that flavoring in there. I don't want to overpower it with putting a whole bunch. Okay, so now my next thing to add is my water. We're putting remember we got 3 cups of water. Now this water's at room temperature. And now we're still on 275. Now we're gonna stir all of this up. Okay, now what I want to do here, pretty good. But what you'll find with me, there's only a few things in the world that I have to have salt in. And one of them is chili. So we're going to go in and we're going to put 1 teaspoon of salt. Now as you can see, I use sea salt. In fact, this is Member's Mark sea salt I buy from Sam's. And I'm going to put in 1 good tablespoon. Always wait to the end to add your salt. That way, as you're working with it, you can change the flavor. I'm gonna taste it right now. Fix put top on it. We'll run up to about 300 degrees. We'll let it cook about an hour, and in about an hour, I'm gonna come back, and if it tastes, I'll check my flavoring again. Y'all don't need to stand here and watch this pot boil, because you know watch pot never boil. It's been an hour. And this is what it looks like right now. Okay, there it is cooking. I did drop it down to 300 degrees. Oh, that's looking good. One bite? Okay. Oh, that's right. You're not here. Then evaporate some of the water. Let it thicken up a little bit. Chili cheese and chips on Fritos. Probably have some iced tea, maybe some kind of side order. I don't know what we're going to have on the side yet. Okay, folks, that ends the video on my chili. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you try the recipe and enjoy the recipe too. If you like what you're seeing, just subscribe. We thank you much. God bless you, and we gone. Before ending this video, I want to take a moment and thank all of our heroes. All of our armed forces out there protecting our country and helping to keep it free. To the veterans of this great nation, I say thank you, May God bless you and your families for the sacrifices you made for us. To our military who have passed on, I want to thank your families in remembrance of you and your service. We also want to thank those other heroes out there risking their lives daily, helping to keep us safe and protected. That would be our EMTs, firefighters, and law enforcement. Thank all of you for loaning us your heroes for a time. May God bless and keep you on your life's journey.